Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for being here. As Bob said, this is Geetha Senthil. I work at Office of Special Initiatives. I'm currently deputy of the office. This is within National Center for Advancing Translational Sciences. It's one of the centers within National Institutes of Health. If you're not, how many of you are familiar with NIH? Okay, so it's a premier biomedical research institute. We pursue fundamental knowledge about human biology, and we work on translating that knowledge into health solutions. And leveraging innovative technologies is what we do. And one of there are several public health challenges we work on. There's millions of individuals within and worldwide within US, there's a growing public health burden of chronic diseases, and 6 in 10 people are impacted by this by chronic diseases, and there are over 10,000 rare diseases, and millions of it impacts millions of people. And despite of this public health burden, we don't have detection approaches to find these diseases, to detect the diseases early on for timely intervention. So it is critical to be able to identify and detect these diseases and accurately diagnose them so you can provide timely intervention and also monitor the diseases as you're providing the treatment. So these technologies would be useful for for screening as well. And so there are still limitations. I mean, there's limitations in the current technologies, which are for assays. They depend on chemiluminescence, fluorescence detection methods, which suffer from background autofluorescence. So there is a lot of noise in this technology. So the signal is not specific enough, it's not sensitive enough, and the results sometimes can be confusing. So you need a highly specific, high resolution and non-invasive detection. So that's the other one we are posed with is computational challenges. So the biomedical data is growing, and the drug chemistry calculations is one of the areas we work on. Still, there are computational limitations requiring not only resources, sometimes it's just the methods don't work well. And especially with the small data sets that are the smaller training data sets in the case of rare diseases. And in the case of imaging, detecting subtle differences between, to be able to identify diseases early on from MRI, for example, MRI or other images is still limited. So what we explore emerging technologies to solve these problems, and what we are excited about the opportunities the next generation quantum technologies offer to health solutions is. I will go through the areas that we are specifically interested, but we started exploring this space and the role we play currently in the quantum ecosystem. I did the first workshop to look at how the quantum computing approaches could be useful. That was in early 2018. I come from genomics and neuroscience background, and this was to look at how complex the biological scales of analysis could be linked in a causal way to explain how genes contribute to behavioral or psychiatric disorders. So that was that was the first workshop I did with the quantum computing experts in those days. That included also quantum chemists and other several companies and academic experts. And following that, participated in the White House, got invited to, the National Quantum Initiative was signed into law by President Trump in those days, and the National Quantum Initiative was implemented through OSTP at the White House. So I participated I still am a member of the subcommittee of quantum information sciences. This is the early realization. One of the national quantum strategy was to connect the technology leads or developers, which is currently which has been done through the technology leads or NIST, NSF, DOE, and how do you connect them with the technology adopters, early adopters, and how do you co-develop, design, and rapidly translate this early technologies into particular direction of application, so they could be a market space for those. And that led to further discussions with these federal agencies through a workshop and formation of a trans-NIH working group within NIH. This is all to explore what are the opportunities, near-term opportunities that these technologies offer. It started 5 years ago, and it was a journey. And many deliberations, discussions with the extramural, which is scientific community who are at the universities, industries, as well as within the government, to brainstorm and identify in an iterative manner, refine the areas that we wanted to, first of all, to raise awareness and understanding of what the technologies are, what are the biomedical problems, how mapping this is like a mapping exercise of the problem with the technology potential. And we did several workshops. There is an ongoing science interest group where this is a community of biomedical scientists and quantum experts who share interests in translating the technologies into biomedical applications. And I did a workshop in 2023, and also the NIH Office of Data Science and Department of Energy did a roundtable to discuss quantum computing of near-term applications. And we did a workshop with the QEDC, Quantum Economic Development Consortium, that was industry-focused to see how you can engage industry in this whole conversation. And that led to a few program developments. This is non-targeted. These are notices of special interest. This is to apply grant mechanisms. And this also informed development of price challenge competitions, because many of the quantum experts are not familiar with NIH. They work with DOE and NIST and NSF, and they are NSF-funded PIs. And also the industries are targeting other application space like PNT. And so health is kind of, it's peripheral, it's not in the main focus. But price challenge mechanism was is one of the tools we have to catalyze a field, a new field, which is new, to bring ideas and solutions that are mature enough and reward those teams. So the two areas of interest to us are quantum sensing approaches, detection and measurement approaches, for providing increased sensitivity, precision, and resolution in a non-invasive and non-destructive manner for biomarker detection or for even measuring biological phenomena to help understand the disease mechanism or health, the processes, biological processes at the molecular, single molecule level that can that's giving in more information towards basic biology as well as translating these to healthcare clinical applications. Computing, again, new computational paradigms we're interested in, and quantum computing is one of them. So we launched this program, Quantum Biomedical Innovations and Technologies program, last year. Under this is to further the application of innovative near-term novel quantum-enabled sensing and computing approaches for solving biomedical and clinical relevant problems. And under this program, launched 2 prize challenge competitions. So this is, as I said, the goal of this was to catalyze the application of prototype technologies. There are several proof of concepts, and there are quantum sensing approaches where there is core technical capability demonstrated, and some of them are already in prototype stage. But how do you bring these into biomedical space and rapidly and think about creating a long-term path for real-world application? And so this is to incentivize also for the quantum experts and biomedical experts to work together, and because this is a long shot, and there is and to identify rapidly use cases, biomedical use cases. The whole process took only a couple of months. For a grant, it takes over a year, and the best idea sometimes it goes through a lot of reviews, which that's not objective. It's a centralized review, whereas the prize challenge is reviewed by an objective review by forming a quantum expert panel and biomedical expert panels, so bringing those panels together and evaluating these ideas in a rapid way, and recognizing the teams who bring the best solutions forward. This is a cash award. This is not a grant award. So the two areas, quantum computing and quantum sensing. The quantum sensing, we raised $1.6 million to target 3 challenge areas, which is quantum-enabled new assays for enabling drug discovery, as well as basic biomedical research applications, and the quantum-enabled approaches for early detection and diagnostics. This is particularly focusing on biomarker detection in crude samples, or ex vivo, in excised tumor samples, or other kinds of biomedical samples. And the third one is devices, instruments and devices that could be used for diagnosis and monitoring health. And in the area of quantum computing, we focused on 3 challenge topics. One is for enhancing drug discovery, and through a variety of. So this is to explore quantum classical hybrid approaches, with the understanding that that these are. We currently don't have. It's still, quantum computing is rapidly evolving, and that what are the best use cases now that can work with the NISQ, or noisy intermediate quantum computers, and so the third area is the imaging, biomedical imaging and genomic data. So these are the. So this is a phased challenge. This has 2 stages, and it's milestone driven. The first phase is the ideation and planning phase. Though we invited innovators to submit solutions, defining a specific use case, and explain why that use case is quantum amenable, amenable for quantum solution, either algorithm or sensing, and also and why is it better than current classical approaches, and the need for this use case. So demonstrate, also explain why this is important to do, how it is impactful, what's the need for it. And based on the submissions, these were reviewed by a subject matter expert panel comprised of quantum experts and biomedical. Each one was reviewed by 3 experts. And there was a second level of review, federal judges who evaluated the proposals further and ranked. And then the winners are announced on our challenge.gov website. I have included the QR codes on the last slide. You'll see so for sensing and computing, the winners move to stage 2 to demonstrate progress towards this. They have 8 to 10 months to demonstrate the prototype progress, and those will be evaluated at the end of it. And there'll be a final winner will be selected. So if the winners from milestone 1 would move to milestone 2 to deliver the prototype. In the case of quantum computing, we asked the innovators to demonstrate progress by simulations, and then moving to quantum hardware. And so the quantum resources needed, and also if there are any issues with error, how are they mitigating the error in the competitions, and also how would they successfully implement on a quantum hardware. All those would be evaluated in stage 2. So what I'm glad to see is many of the applicants are new to NIH. So this was that itself was success in bringing the teams together. So quantum and biomedical teams, and from both academia and industry, we have over 50 industries and academic institutions represented in this pool of applicants, and over 140 investigators in quantum computing, and over 100 in quantum sensing. And of these teams, we announced 12 stage 1 winners in quantum sensing, and 10 winners for quantum computing stage 1. And here are the winners. The first one, we got excellent quantum sensing solutions for a variety of applications. The first one is Ron Buckeyes from University of Wisconsin, Madison. Is a biophysicist, bioengineer. He's trained in fundamental physics and has been working in the clinical space, collaborated with, already? Oh, okay. Okay. So we got several applications with atomic magnetometer, squeeze light, entangled photons for both biomarker detection as well as enhancing imaging approaches. And the quantum algorithm discovery, we have 5 winners for the drug discovery area, using a variety of quantum hardwares and developing various types of quantum algorithms. And clinical predictions, 2 winners, and imaging and genomics, 3 winners. And I say to thank the Trans-NIH Working Group. We have members from various NIH institutions. And here is the QR code if you would like to scan and see the winners.